Hello, this is Stefan again from schristoph.online. Today we'll talk about my latest blog post, the AI that only watches. The whole industry is racing to give AI more permissions and more autonomy. This post goes the other way and argues that a read-only assistant, one that can only observe and never act, is quietly the most useful one I have. It opens with a confession. I have an agent that builds me a morning brief every day. And precisely because it is good, I quietly outsourced my attention to it and then stopped opening it. The system kept reading everything. I stopped. That gap is exactly what this post is about. So what is cognitive exhaust? It is the digital byproduct of your own thinking. The half-written note, the tabs left open for a week, the message you start and never answered. Individually noise in aggregate, an honest record of where your intention and your action drifted apart. Here's the core idea. The limitation is the feature. We measure assistants by how much they can do, but agency is exactly where the risk lives. A read-only assistant has none of those failure modes for a boring reason. It has nothing to do with the blast radius of a read-only system, it's just a conversation. You might push back. Pointing a model at 6 of your most private sources is itself the risk. That is fair. And the post says so plainly, read-only shrinks the blast radius. It does not zero it. Broad read scopes are still sensitive, so least privilege still applies to reads. A natural question, does read-only make it immune to prompt injection? Not entirely. It removes the highest severity class injection that causes unwanted actions because there are no actions to hijack. It does not remove injection that manipulates the summary you are shown. The honest claim is, it cannot be prompt injected into doing damage, not that it has no attack surface. The post then names a broader pattern. We treat the assistant and the acting agent as one thing on a maturity curve, where acting is the grown-up version. But they are two different products with two different risk profiles. The observe-only one is underbuilt because it demos worse. Noticing you have ignored your brief is a worse demo than booking the meeting. But the noticing is what changes behavior. But won't this just generate guilt and a longer to-do list? That is a real failure mode. A stream of everything you dropped becomes another feed you learn to ignore. The value is behavior change from a small number of surface gaps, not an exhaustive shame ledger. Ask it one question at a time. And if you're running this on AWS, how do you actually keep it read-only? You grant the agent's role only read and list actions, and you put the reasoning model behind a managed endpoint like Amazon Bedrock. So your inputs are not used to train the model. It is the absence of write permissions in the role that enforces read-only, not a prompt instruction. The idea builds on earlier work of mine on treating your own notes and trail as a queryable system rather than a pile of files. The talk that inspired this post is Simon Potachki's read-only AI is underrated from the AI Engineer Conference, which I name as the primary source. So here's the takeaway. The market is selling you more permissions. The upgrade that actually helped me was fewer. An assistant whose whole job is to watch my own trail and tell me when I have drifted from it. Read-only is not the training wheels version. For a whole class of help me see myself clearly problems, it is the finished one. Thanks for listening. I hope this was helpful. If so, you can reach out on LinkedIn directly or head to my blog at schristoph.online. Let's keep in touch. Take care.